Hello everyone, my name is Rodney. I'm from Formula Lookout, and in today's video we're going to go through a use case posted recently, like 20 hours ago by one of the Monday users, asking about the timeline mirror column that he has that isn't working for the Gantt chart. Alright, so let's go through it. It says here that he's facing an issue displaying a mirror column, which is a timeline mirror column, on his Gantt chart, and of course capturing a baseline snapshot. In the first place, it's not showing up. So he needs to keep track of any changes to the timeline on a connected board, and the mirror column is crucial for this. So there are two boards involved in this, alright? So there's another board that has a timeline column, and there's this second board which mirrors whatever changes is made on that first board's timeline column reflected on the second board through a column which is a timeline mirror column. And I guess this second board is where the Gantt chart is. So unfortunately, he's unable to display it on a Gantt chart and take screenshots. So he's asking for suggestions. He encountered another issue because he attempted to automate the process by updating another timeline column on the same board. So we're talking about the second board again, alright? On the second board, there's another timeline column that he needs to be updated through an automation when that particular mirror column changes. But again, he's facing another issue because the mirror column isn't also visible in the automation settings, and there's no available recipe for that. Actually, there is for the timeline, but not for the mirror timeline column. So we've got a response from one of the team members of Monday, and she said that actually they're not supported. It's not supported when using the baseline feature, and also on the she didn't say it here, but actually on automation, mirror columns are also not supported. But you know what? Let's go through that here with my Monday board. All right, so I have created two boards. All right, and we have a timeline column that's a native timeline column for the first board, and another timeline column. I named it timeline M. So this timeline M would be the one that will be mirrored on the second board. So this is another timeline column that is native to the second board, and this is the connect boards column, and we have the mirror column for the timeline M. Okay, and then there's a third timeline column for the automation. So we're setting it up. We've set it up actually. We've connected the board, and it's now connected to item 1, 2, 3. So if you check March 1 to 7, this is March 1 to 7. If you change that to March 1 to 6, sorry, okay, 6 to 12, you'd see that it's changed, alright? So let's just put that back for March 1 to 7. Okay, so we see here that it's March 1 to 7, and then let's try to check in the Gantt chart. So I've added, by clicking on the add view Gantt chart, you'll see that there's no item 1, 2, 3 in here. It didn't pick that up. Alright, so it picked up the two other items because if you go back to the table, the timeline in there is on a native timeline column. Okay, this is the exact problem that this user is encountering. Alright, so in short, he can't use, he in summary, he really can't use this mirror column. But what he needs to do is to link that column. Any changes made to this board here should reflect to board B, alright, and should reflect to the Gantt chart eventually, alright. So what we're going to show you is an app Formula Lookout developed inside Monday.com, alright. So it's called Same Item Multiple Board by Formula Lookout. So let me show you that here. So if you don't have that yet installed, just go ahead and go to the Monday Marketplace, alright, and then click on, look for, just loading a bit, right? Search for same item multiple boards. This is the one, alright. And then once you install that, it'll ask you to authorize the app to use or to make changes to your Monday account so that it can work. Right, so once you go through that, then you're good to go. All right, then you can pick up from here where I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's go back again. We can't use the mirror column as reference for a Gantt chart. This one. All right, so what I'm going to demonstrate is we can actually just use this timeline, native timeline, to this one. All right. Okay, so right here I have item 456. Oh, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. Let's just delete that. Okay, uh delete this one. Okay, so board B, why don't we just do this? All right, since we already have the app installed, let's use that and let's power up our item. Let's power up our item by using same item multiple boards, and then having this particular two item live on more than one board. So we'll have it live on board B and board A, right? So this is what we got. Add this item. By the way, we have a chat widget here on the lower right bottom, well, bottom right. Okay, and then we're going to search for board B, board. Okay, board A. Okay, let's just search for that. Okay, not that here. This one. Board dash A would be this one below here. Board dash A. Sorry, the internet is just kind of slow, so the search is not working well. Board dash. Okay, there you go. Board dash A, this one. Okay, and then it will check what groups you have for that board. So just select the group that you want it to live, right? So let's just wait for it. And there we have it. Okay, so group title, that's what we're choosing for the two items to appear on another board, and not only appear but live. Like any changes made to this item on any way, like from board A to board B or board A to board B to board A, it will work. It will sync. New item added. By the way, you have to wait for this screen, all right, to confirm that that item is really on the other board. All right, so let's go back. So board A, and we can see it is already there. Okay, so now that we have these two items synced and living on two boards, item 456 is March 8 to 14, right? And because it's using the timeline, the native timeline column, we can see it here on the Gantt chart. Let's try to make a change here. We're now on board A, and we're changing that to March 1 to 1st to 7th. 1st to 7th. Let's check if it does change on the Gantt chart. Let's check first on the table. Okay. It's now March 1 to 7th. It's now March 1 to 7th here, changed. And it's also changed in here. Awesome, right? Okay, so let's do that again for the second one. This one, March 22nd to 28th. Okay, that's for item 7, 8, 9. So sometimes it takes a while, right? You can see. Okay, it's now changed. Okay, so it's just my internet, I promise you. So now that we've got that, we can see that how this situation actually solved this Monday user's concern for not having a timeline column update his Gantt chart from another update from another board. All right, so by using same item multiple board, you can actually no longer, you don't need to use connect words column, you don't need to use the mirror column, okay, to make that to have that appear in your Gantt chart. Now let's check on the automator, right? So I set up another timeline here, timeline column. Let's go to automate. We want to change that, all right? So we want to have an automation that will allow us to change that column to when the timeline, the mirror column, right? That's, I think that's what the user wants to happen. So let's, when this happens, when status, let's check when column changes, then do this, then do another column change, change, then change status or timeline. Oh, okay, column change, clear column. Okay, so I think we don't have any. And but this isn't the situation actually. What he wants to do is to detect if there's a column change on the timeline. All right, so if you can see, this particular column handler is not detecting timeline M or the mirror column for the timeline. It's because it's a mirror column, but it can detect the timeline itself. Okay, so let's just do that. All right, let's just change status. Okay, because just for the sake of this video, change status to stuck. Okay, and the create automation. So because we can use the timeline column, the native timeline column, for automations, unlike the mirror column, which you can't use because you can't detect it, right? We're now able to have this automation work for us. Let's just wait for it. Oh, okay, so now we're back on. There you go. So it's in here already. So let's see how that works. So this will change this. All right, so let's try that. Let's change item 456, this one to this one. And then let's check if that automation will work. Okay, there you go. There you have it. Awesome, right? So with this application, this Monday.com application, you'll be able to use and power your boards, your Monday accounts for your organization without having the need for the connect words column and the mirror column. So again, this is Roddy, and I'm from Formula Lookout. Have a nice day.